Hi and welcome back to This Bytes for You. In this video, I'm going to show you how to keep your EVGA Geforce RTX 3060 XT Gaming nice and cool using EVGA's own Precision X1. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so this is not going to be 100% real world scenario. I have the microphone about 2 inches away from the side of the card. This is going to be blowing hot air out of the card into the system. Now, mind you, the card doesn't get very hot, but I just wanted to show you how to cool it in case it does get hot. So right now the fans are spinning at about 4%, not very much. In a few seconds, you'll see them turn off. You've already seen 1 or 2 turn off. Now over here, it's set to auto. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and turn them off completely. Over here under fan speed, we can go ahead and either link them up so they could all be one exact temperature. I wouldn't do this, but I'm just showing you how to do this. Or maybe fan number 2 needs more help. So you notice fan number 2, this guy right over here is spinning faster than fan number 1 right over here. Okay? Normally you want to keep them together. And then you'll notice the fan curves, or the fan speeds right over here. They're running at 1,599, and it's going to go up a little bit and down a little bit. But they're going to stay within sync. Now, I don't recommend using here because the fans are not going to rev up past those RPMs, when needed. Now, coming over here, right here, we could find your fan speeds. I'm going to go ahead and hit defaults for now. All right, so now it's going to hit 40% right over here. That's where we're at now. Now, if I want to rev it up a little bit more, enable this. Now, the noise that you hear, I'm going to put it back to default, is not coming from the card because obviously you've heard or what the system sounded like when the fans were off. All this noise is coming from the liquid cooling unit, the 3 fans on the side, the power supply, which is at the back of this system. I'm going to have a full list of system specs down below. And then, of course, the liquid cooling fan on the cold plate. Now, this is the Arctic 280, by the way. Now, again, I'm going to raise it up, let's say to 50, and turn on the fan curves here. I love using fan curves. Now you're not going to hear much of a difference there. So now if I bump it up, now under hardware monitor right up here, you can see everything that's going on. Coming down, frame rate, the GPU temperature is what we're focused on right now. You notice that just keeps dropping because we've raised the fan speeds. Coming back over here, we're at 2,264 RPM at 69%. Bumping it up to 80. Look at that dropping even more now. %. About 2,602 RPM. It's going to go up and down a little from there. Coming back over here, let's just go crazy. Let's say 3,300 RPM. Let's give it a flat number there, a round number. Now, that is an insane fan curve. I don't like to have a fan curve like that. I like the default one they give you here. It's going to keep the fans at 40 degrees, not like down here. But maybe you want it when it hits 50 degrees to go more than 50%. You want it to go to 60%. And you want this one to come over here when it hits 69. You want it to go to 89 degrees. And you want to replicate that over here as well. Or come close to it. So that is the temperatures that is going to be at now. Maybe it's not too loud. Doesn't bother you. It's not loud at all for me. See, still incredibly quiet. You can hear the fan starting to rev up, but not by much. Maybe you're more comfortable here. Now we're hearing the fans rev up a little bit. And the temperature is keeping a nice and cool 29 degrees. Now mind you, it will go up while you're playing games. But as long as you have an aggressive fan curve, you're going to be good. Now, the fan curve that they provide, I just go to default, turn this back on, and hit apply. The fan curve they provide here is nice. It's not going to steer you wrong. I prefer to have the fan spinning at all times. But, you know, if you want to get a little bit more aggressive, which I do, always a little bit more aggressive. That way you prolong the life of your GPU. Now, with that 50% RPM, you're more than likely going to be about as far as I am from the system. If I reach my finger out as far as I can, then I can touch the video card. You're not going to hear it that much. If you have the side panel on, like I just have right now, you're going to hear it even less. Now, I might be cheating a little bit. I have the rear of the system sticking out in front of the monitor. Chances are you're not. So you're going to hear it a little bit more than you normally would. But to me, this is great. This is typically how I play, how I do everything with that fan curve aggressive as it is right now. So EVGA has the 0 dB fan speeds. That means until it hits about 50 to 55 degrees, the fans are going to stay off. Maybe it's 40 degrees. I don't remember just yet, but the fans are going to stay off. So there's zero noise. As you saw before, I prefer to have the fans always spinning, even if they're at relatively low RPMs, because all that extra air circulation helps your overall system keep nice and cool. I have the fans right over here, you can see, along the side, which they would normally be on the front, blowing cool air in, because there is a side panel here, a glass side panel that circulates the air around here. Now the video card is expelling heat from the fins, so that's going to be caught up in that circulation, and then it's going to come out of the top because of the liquid cooling unit having the fans exhausting. This particular case doesn't have a fan in the rear exhausting. Most cases do though, so that's going to help you out as well. In this particular video, I did not go over overclocking, though you see that it can. Precision isn't only good for cooling the GPU or setting fan curves to cool the GPU, but it's also great for overclocking. Now, if you'd like to have a video on overclocking, let me know down in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to help you out on that. I have a full review comparing this card alongside another card that doesn't really overclock so well. So I didn't do overclocking in that video, but what I can do is make another video overclock, again comparing to that card that can't overclock, and show you guys how that works as well. So let me know down in the comments below. As always, please do click like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And then also, if you like, buy me a cup of coffee. That helps me out a ton. If you've noticed, the video quality on this should be a lot clearer. I'm seeing it on my little viewfinder here, so I can't totally tell yet. Because of all the traffic I'm getting and because of the cup of coffees that you guys have been donating to me that I appreciate so much, I just bought a brand new Canon 90D. Every single penny that I get for This Bytes For You goes back into This Bytes For You to bring you bigger and better videos. So thank you all so much for your support, and stay tuned. EVGA out. See you guys.